What is up, guys? Welcome to the channel. I'm Mike and this is my kitchen. Today we're going to be making some delicious gourmet burgers. We always sit around and wonder what we're going to do, and these are actually very easy to make. It's going to take you about 10 to 15 minutes, and yeah, let's get into it. We're actually going to start out by seasoning the burger patties with some delicious smoky barbecue rustic rub, some black pepper, and also maybe you can add some salt if you'd like. Salt tends to dry out the patty quite a bit at the beginning, so I'd like to add the salt afterwards. We're using some traditional seasoning. It contains some MSG, but it's very good. You'll basically find all these products at your local supermarket. This specifically was Steak and Chop seasoning by Roberston Spices, a South African product. So we're just going to put the patties to the side at the moment, and yeah, just wait for that nice cast iron pan to heat up quite a bit before we add the bacon to it. We are going to be using Rindless bacon to get it nice and crispy. It doesn't have too much fat, and it's going to make the burger adhere very well together. Alright, great. So putting the bacon into the pan now. We're probably not gonna add any seasoning to the bacon. A lot of people like to add seasoning. Sometimes, depends on the type of burger you're doing. You could add some black pepper if you like. It infuses nicely with the fats of the pork. So yeah, moving on from there, we're actually gonna we're gonna prepare about 4 slices of bacon. It'll be enough to create about 2 burgers. You'll see there are 4 patties on the table. We're actually gonna make the 2 double stacked burgers. So once the bacon starts to get color on the one side, we're going to flip them over, get rid of some of that moisture, and just leave them to sizzle in the pan. It's got that nice print on the sides, that lovely, gives it a nice texture and also a beautiful aesthetic when you're presenting your burgers. We always want to impress the family, friends, so forth. Makes it look really good. Great, and now for the buns. We're actually going to use normal seeded buns, sesame buns, freshly bought, not baked. I'm not a good baker, unfortunately. We're actually going to cut these rolls in 2. Maybe apply, we did try it out with the butter in the beginning, but the butter was still frozen solid, so it ended up being a bit of a problem. So we actually ended up using some margarine with some plant oils, just to get some lubrication on the buns there, so we can place them in the pan later to get them nice and toasty. Great, make ready. There comes the mess. So it was at that moment I realized I could not actually get that hard butter onto the buns, and we went for the second option, which was the softened margarine. Okay, now that all the rolls are buttered up, put the butter away. We're going to start giving these bacon another nice turn. Make sure they're thoroughly cooked all the way through. We're not going to actually cook the bacon like you would normally do, make them nice and soft. We're going to actually make them really crispy. Leave them until they get nice dark brown on them, and you can actually see that all the fat has gotten out of the bacon. We are going to strain them a little bit later. And now for the sauce. So we're adding into the mortar and pestle some tomato sauce, mustard. We're going to be adding some, you can add mayo, garlic mayo, double thick cream specifically, some lemon juice, and then yeah, that should be it for the sauce. It'll be nice to apply just to the buns, make it stick to the rest of the food properly, and it tastes really good. There we go, just mixing up the sauce. Going to get it nice and firm. You don't want it too thick. You could add some cream if you'd like. If you like a more creamy taste. I was aiming for a more specific acidic, sweet, tangy taste, like you'd find in more traditional burgers. And yeah.
Evolutionary process going on, but mankind won't be destroyed. The fact that you and I...
Taking out the bacon from the pan. They were nice and crispy now. We're going to set them to the side a little bit for use later when we assemble the burgers. Don't add anything to them. We didn't add salt, nothing, just as is. And now for preparation of the patties. We're using the same pan that we used for the bacon. All that nice oils and flavors in there. And yeah, we're adding the patties now. We're going to cook them about 2.5 minutes each side, depending on how rare you want the meat or how well cooked. I prefer mine more a little bit on the medium side. Gives the burger a nice and soft texture as well. Alrighty, we're going to grab another pan out of the cupboard. Put all the stuff away. It's never nice to have a messy kitchen. Great, so for the buns we're actually going to be adding some ghee, which is some curd, typically used in Indian food dishes all around the world. It's got a very deep, thick, milky texture to it. Gives a nice buttery flavor to the buns. We're going to add some garlic to the butter mixture, just mix it all the way through, and then yeah, add the buns on top of that. Get them nice and toasted on the inner sides, just to prevent the buns from going all soggy and disgusting, tasting like wet bread, basically. Great, now we're moving on to the cheese. We're actually going to be using some Monterey Jack, also known as Pepperjack cheese, and also some smoked cheddar. Smoked cheddar is smoked in, I think it's maple wood. Actually gives it a nice smoky flavor like you would find in traditional steakhouse type burgers. It's very, very good. And yeah, we're going to go ahead, place the buns in the pan, get them nice and toasty. It'll take about 40 seconds aside, or approximation. Yeah. And then while the patties are almost close to done now, I'm going to take out some of the Pepperjack cheese, and we're going to start adding them on top of the patties there, and so they can start melting. It gives it a nice smoky flavor in the meat. Everything combined together is just amazing. On top of the smoked cheddar, we're adding the Pepperjack cheese as well. It is a very soft cheese, so when you do remove it from the packaging, just watch out. It could break into some pieces. I ran into that incident a few times. Combining the Pepperjack with the smoked cheddar gave an absolute amazing taste. The saltiness of the Pepperjack and the crusty pepper taste gives that nice spice in the back of the throat, and also the smoked cheddar, that nice smooth, thick, cheesy flavor. Perfect, back to the buns, having a quick look. See, the butter is just melted. I didn't actually wait long enough for the pan to get hot. It must be nice and hot, excuse me, to actually get those buns real nice and toasty. Don't want it too hot, otherwise it burns the butter and it tastes horrible. And the garlic also has that roasted taste to it, which mixed with that is not too nice. We're going to start preparing the cucumber. Instead of cutting in normal discs, we're actually going to cut it longitudinally through the middle, and then make some nice long slices to make sure it covers the complete surface of the burger. It gives a very nice aesthetic to the burger, and it's also easier to bite. You know, typically when you try and bite the cucumber on anything, it just pops out, similar to tomatoes and all that type of stuff, and all your dressing and garnish is on the floor. Okay, we are almost close to the end here. Getting ready for preparation. Place the buns on the table. Start applying our delicious Dijong Mayo mixture. The Mayo, mustard, everything together. It's absolutely amazing. That sweet, tangy taste. You want to apply it to the buns. It's basically like the glue, just pushing everything together. Going with our first patty, placing the second set of buns. The pan is now nice and hot. Getting those patties on top of the burger there. Lovely. That actually looks amazing. Awesome. So there you get a nice close-up of the burger. Hope that makes you hungry. You're going to start placing the bacon on top of the hot cheese, basically gluing everything together, making it a big cheesy mess. And trust me, when I ate this, it was a big cheesy mess. It was saucy, it was so good. Definitely something you want to try out. Placing the second patty on top of the bacon there. You could add some avocado if you want, but on a burger this size, the avocado would actually just make it fall apart. Unless you're going to squash it in to make some guacamole or something, that could work really well. Now next for the cucumber, assembling it all together. Put a little bit of crunch combined with the bacon and also a little bit of freshness. I mean, this will make you feel pretty heavy, but it's a good meal to have. Now decorating the top of the buns there with some nice sauce. Second one almost done. Getting that on top there. And trust me guys, you can get this burger done under 10-15 minutes. Placing some skewers on top of them just for the bit while the burger settles, it doesn't fall apart. And it looks very nice. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy it, please drop a like, comment and subscribe.